Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Brax from Helen Williams. This is a neat flowery type tangle, but it's on a grid, which is kind of cool. Alright, so I'm just going to... let's just see. What am I going to do? I'm going to just make an open grid. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, let's start in the middle. That's always a good place to start. And I want to make this kind of big, number one, so we can see. And two, because it's always nice to make it big. Alright, so we'll just do 3 lines. Okay. So once you have your grid, then we're going to just do some crisscrosses in each of the intersections. So kind of like making an asterisk out of each intersection. And I'm working very hard to not go fast. Oops. Do both the criss and the cross. And as you do this, you'll determine how long or how short you need to have these. From the steps that commence after this one. All right. Now there were some neat variation ideas that Helen has on her blog. So in the description section, I will have my step out for it, but I'll also have a link to did I say Judy? I don't even know what I said now. To Helen's blog, and because I'm looking at a piece of paper, it also says Judy on it. So to Helen's blog, and she had some really neat ideas on different ways you could do it. So like, for instance, you could just start with a dot grid, or just X's, or maybe it was just asterisks, however it would be plural. Anyway, I will share that. She also had some interesting decoration ideas on my step out. The last box, I put like 3 of those ideas in there, but I always like to share that just for more inspiration, right? Okay, so the next step on this is we're going to take, so from the X that we just put in the grid, so I'm going to start from here. I'm going to work up. This is kind of like an S shape, but I like to do it backwards. Backwards and upside down. Yeah, that about sums me up. So I'm coming up like this. Now, I suppose if it helped you, you could, well, gosh, it might have even helped me, do it the other way. Oh, that looks, you know what, I think I've just changed my mind. I'm going to do them this way. So that's kind of like a backwards S. Oh, and not another backwards S. Okay, well, that's just the way it is. All right. One way, opposite way, mirror. Maybe that one I'll fill in. Or we'll do a Bronx cheer. Oh, no. Here. It's like, oh, gosh, what? 2 tangles. One was Icanthus, and the other was Toodles, where you do this thing where you kind of do a curved line on the inside so it looks like it's folding in. See that? I meant to do this all along. Right? See, no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. And I did it again. Oh, see how neat that looks? Right. Okay. Part of it is because I'm doing it opposite of the way I have been doing this one. That doesn't help. Sometimes when you find a good way to do it, just stick to it. So let me do it the way I have been doing it, which was this way. But again, it is an S shape. So coming from that point and going up onto that middle line, and I would say going up about halfway. Because we're going to come down, we're going to do this, for each of the, each side. And, yeah. And what did I do here? Okay. You know what? Some days, right? Okay, so I'm going to continue down this path. So I started doing the bottom. We're going to do this on all 4 sides of that X. And so these ones in the middle, and so this is the lovely thing about Zentangle is when you get in the groove, you just get in the groove. And apparently I'm just in the groove, and And I've been having so much fun doing these videos that, you know, I just, not that I forgot that I was doing a video, but apparently, you know, somewhere in my brain I did, because I was just going with it. All right, so I normally would not do it like in the row, but you certainly could, because then you don't have to move your tile. But it also makes it a little bit harder to see sort of the X, but you kind of can. So here, so I can see here, you know, here's the two parts of that X, and it's the same thing. We're just doing that same motion, you know, up to the middle. And again, however it works good for you. And you can also play with, like how bulbous that is. And then watch here. So this is the other reason. So what I had been doing is going around, and I was just caught up in what I was doing, and just kept going. Well, actually, I was caught up in these little interesting things that ended up happening with my pen. Yes, that I turned into something else. All right, so then we're going to do this last bit, and you can see how I mean, these are turning into really nice petals. And you know, like I said too, you get to play with, you know, with this curve, but it helps knowing that this is essentially an S-shape curve. Because if somebody just said, hey, draw a bunch of flowers like this without any instructions, it would just have been lost on me. Like, what? Okay, sure. Yeah, and no. But doing it this way. Okay, so here, so we'll just add this in, because what can start off as an oops, and oh, here, I'll share my, well, can I share this? This is my oops eraser. It's an enormous eraser that my mom gave me. So I wrote on it, oops means occasional opportunity presented suddenly, and that's what I did. So the opportunity was, oh, look at it. So then I might do it on some other ones. So like here, if you wanted to do that where it looks like it's turned, like it's like the leaf or the petal is folded in, and it's essentially, it's just a little curved line, like so. So you could add that if you want to. And so now I have to add it to a couple, so that way it looks like I did it on purpose. That's how it works. Like that. And then you can add some shading to it, so that way it looks for sure like that's what you meant to do. I love Zentangle for this. I really, really do. It makes it so much fun. And it also helps to not get hung up on, oh, look at I goofed. Oh, no, I didn't goof. This was meant to be. All right, so let me just share one bit of shading and one shading idea. And that is, oh no, I'll do this first. Just because. So I'm just going to put a little, I was going to say a little dollop of graphite in the middle. a little bit of graphite. And then I'm just going to smudge it out a little bit just to blend it. Oops, did I even put some there? Let's see, I got some left on the, yeah. Sometimes you have enough enough graphite left on your tortillon that you don't have to worry about it. And you can see how that just adds a little nice shape. Now, if you did this big enough, you could maybe even put a little graphite on the tips, just so that it ends up a little curvy. But I want to also share some of these decorative ideas with you. So this is an additional one, is the little, you know, petal turnover, right? Oh wait, I must, if I'm doing that, you kind of have to make it look like that's the back side, so we'll add a little graphite on those. There we go. Okay. And we'll smudge it a little so that way it's, yeah. There we go. See? And that's exactly what they look like, and isn't that hysterical? All right, so there's one addition that's probably not going to be on her thing either, since we just came up with it here. One thing that I put on is just doing a little curved line on either side of this stem, and I'll just do this on you know, maybe just this one here. So like that. So just a curved line, essentially making a little seed, but going about halfway. Like that. You could also, if you want to, and I think I will, there you didn't really need to, but it does kind of help to define, just putting a little bit of, a little filled in orb, or it's more of a dot really in the center. That just kind of helps to define a little bit. One of the other things, I'll put this one here, is maybe, well actually, okay, this could be two things. Oh, let's see. One is just, you know, a little straight line and a little ball on the end coming into each little section. It's something too with, you know, how you decorate it. Take a look at how, you know, how they turned out, because that could also maybe guide you in how you want to decorate them. In some cases, like I thought I was going to do, is like, well, I'm just going to fill that one all the way in, and then that'll take care of it. Let's see. Oh, one other one that I had seen. Well, actually, let's see. Let's do one that she had done was just to, you know, have this kind of filled in the center. I'll do a little bit bigger, and then had a circle around it, and that looked kind of neat. Another. Let me do it over here. Where instead of putting the balls on the end, you could just, and I'm kind of flicking my pen. I'm, you know, starting here, but I'm lifting it up as I go, because that makes that nice tapered end, and so that looks kind of neat. And another thing that I had seen on her page, and let me do it down here. I'm doing it on the ones that I didn't do the little fold over leaf. Was to do like an entire seed, so similar to this one, but do it the entire length. So that's a neat idea. And I think she had some more on there. So again, in the description section, you will find a link to Helen's blog post where she has this listed and had a lot of extra fun ideas. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, would love to have you give us a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you do, make sure to hit the notification bell, or if you are subscribed, you can still hit the notification bell if you hadn't done it before, because I hadn't thought about it until I started getting some pop-ups. And so that way you can decide how you want to be notified when there's new content. And I have been doing one a day, and because we kind of have we have a daily tangle that I post on our Facebook group, and as well I post it on my website. So links for those below. Would love to have you check that out. And if you want to attend live classes, would love to have you join us on Thursdays. I do two sessions, and they're free. So I do a combination. I do some paid classes and some free classes. The free ones are on Thursdays. I do have an occasional Tuesday that I throw in there, but yeah, on my website there's ways to connect if you click on the classes link. Ways to connect if you're interested in that, and that's it. So, all right. So hope to see you maybe sometime live. But say other than that, would love to have you if you want to leave some comments below. Would love to hear from you. And with that, I wish you lots of happy tangling.